Hopefully this isn't fucking making too much noise every time it touches my leg. But alright guys, we're gonna try something out. We're gonna try something different now, something I don't do or normally do, and we're gonna try to start doing this now. So I don't like to script my videos, so everything I like to say is right off the dome, and we gotta go straight into this one. A lot of y'all have been asking me for tutorials, and I've been low-key slacking on it because I feel like I'm not where I would like to be. I definitely feel more comfortable and I'm in a better place to be able to teach you guys. So Jay needed to shoot for a magazine and he hired Jayp out. Jayp was cool enough to reach out to me to be able to come out and shoot this tutorial for you guys. I was going to use my main camera and then I realized that my lens was broken. What I did at the shoot was all shot on the iPhone, something I always wanted to do, and we did it. So this was in log ProRes, if I'm not incorrect, on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I had to connect an SSD to the phone and I had a shit ton of problems because the SSD wasn't fast enough with the cable I was using, and unfortunately I didn't have a faster cable at that time, and we just made it work. But after every shot I had to wait like 10 seconds for it to be able to save and then go back and shoot and change my settings. It was actually a really tedious process. But we're gonna order a cable so we can experiment with that a little bit more and try to shoot some more behind the scenes with my iPhone for you guys, so that way you guys can see that you guys can shoot content too, and there's no excuse for you guys to not shoot content. Well, most of it was in 4K 60. There is some 4K 30 I did try out, so I can show you guys the difference in stabilizing since we're gonna go through that. Did shoot it in auto white balance. I don't know how to lock a lot of that. I don't know how to use the iPhone settings too thoroughly. All I knew how to do was lock the exposure and I think the autofocus and shooting ProRes laws. So I don't know too many details about it, unfortunately. Like if it was my camera. Our day started with a little bit of caffeine, you know me, how to go out, go to QT, how to get it. I think it's called the Ghost. Oh yeah. We got a red. No. I'm fucking the story up already. We just started. Jay came over. He picked me up. We got everything ready. We got the Osmo situated. Since I was shooting on my phone, I didn't really have anything to pack. So we went ahead straight to the car. We went to the gas station. Once we got to the gas station, I got the Ghost. That's right. And then on the way to Jay's house, we did test out the camera. We got a couple shots. We were seeing how it would look and seeing if the Osmo would actually stick to the car. It fell off a few times, and it was kind of a risky process. We didn't know if this was going to turn out or not. Now, keep in mind, this is the first time I've seen Jay's car since he did all his modifications. He got it bagged, and he got some new vinyl wrap on it. It looks so good. You guys don't even know. Once we were on the road, there was some really beautiful shots. I'm not even gonna fake it. Whoa. Yes. My favorite shot was whenever we actually arrived to our destination. I was able to track his car as he was pulling into the driveway, and it just looked so good. We split ways and it looked really, really cinematic. I love that shot. We basically had him reverse into the spot. We had him air out and Jayp started doing a shoot. I didn't want to get in his way too hard, so I didn't get too many shots for you guys, but I got the essential so you guys will get the point. Basically, on all these, I started with the wide, then went medium, and then went close. After I picked which ones I wanted to go for, this is what it looks like raw. These were all held straight up and down. There was nothing fancy. We did a 180 rotation around whatever the subject was. For example, in this one, we did the right headlight. We went around in a half circle. We did a 180 motion on that. Once we did the headlight, we went up to the logo. We did another half circle on that. Once we did the half circle on the logo, we did the other headlight. As you guys can see, it's basically the same thing. You just pick your subject and you start doing half circles around it. Once you do that, you go around the whole car. You figure out which positions or what you want to highlight, and you start doing your half circles. Once you're done getting the wide, medium, and close-up shots, then you can move into the fun shit. The fun shit's where I get excited. It's exactly what you guys are seeing on the screen. I'm going diagonal. And then as I'm pulling out, I'm either maintaining that same diagonal all the way through, or I'm rotating a little bit counterclockwise. It depends on the side of the car. I'll either rotate clockwise or counterclockwise. The point is to keep it conducive all the way through. So if you do that for one part of the car on that same side, do the same style for the rest of those shots, so that way in post they all fit into each other nice and smooth. If not, you're gonna start getting like some really crazy transitions. You guys will see once you guys go into post and try it out for yourselves. I got a shot of the Jack's wax also, so that way you guys can see what it looks like to do a product shoot as well. But it's the same shit, and if you guys notice, it's got the same start and end as my other videos, so I can bleed in the transition nice and smooth. Once Jake finished shooting, we went ahead and packed everything up. Well, I packed my shit up, and then we set up for the wheel shot. Once we got our wheel shot, we went back to his house, loaded everything back up in the car, said our goodbyes, and then roll back to the house. All right, now that we made it to the crib, let's talk about our editing. Oh shit. All right, gangsters, we're coming back for part 2. Let's get fucking straight to it. First thing we're gonna do is open After Effects and then upload our footage. Let's name our project the same as our Premiere one. Delete the old project so I don't mess that up. Okay, footage. iPhone. So I'm telling you, I had some issues with that recordings. Look at that. I didn't even want to import all of them. We fucking did it. All right, anyhow. Let's grab our clip. So it looks like 21 all the way through 34. We're going to grab those and put them in a new folder. And then I guess we'll make the new folder first. Okay, 21, 34. Now that we got that, let's go ahead and stabilize. So to me, this looks like we're going for this front left light. What we're gonna do to stabilize this is create a composition, pre-compose. There's 2 ways to do that. I have a plugin for it. You can either right click, hit pre-compose, move all attributes, and then I think it's open new composition. Nope, I lied to you guys. Let's run that one back. It's pre-compose, move all attributes to the new composition, and uncheck the open new composition. Once that's basically all you do, and then you hit track camera. Same shit. Once you're pre-composed, we're gonna track the camera. Let that go, do its thing. If you see right here, it's tracking. Sometimes it pauses. If it pauses on you guys, just spam click it a little bit. It'll start going again. You'll see the updated or refreshed frame rate. And then if it gets stuck at 99, click on it a few more times. If it completely fails, you're gonna have to close out of After Effects and reopen. And we solved our camera. So this is perfect actually. Sometimes it doesn't show you guys the target points, and in order to enable the target point render or to be able to see that layer, you're gonna have to hit Control Shift H. Oh gosh, oh lordy. Go to View and show. Oh, it is enabled. What the hell? We just had to click on our tracker. I'm weak as fuck. Let's make sure we had the right. It's Shift Command H, and then for Mac or for PC users, it's Control Shift H. Piece of shit. What we're gonna do is select our light. This one gives us kind of the radius that we're looking for to highlight specifically just the light. We're gonna right click, create a solid in camera. Once you guys get this little box, we're gonna import the X. This is what I use to track everything. If I can fucking find it. Where did it go? Effects. Oh, it's running out of RAM because I'm screen recording. That's what's going on. Sorry guys, I've never screen recorded before on my Mac, and this is new. Alright, whatever. Let's import the X. I'm going to also have this link down below for you guys, so you guys can import this and use it for your tracking if you guys would like. So we're going to click on our track solid layer, click on the X, drag it onto our solid layer, hold Option, and boom. Hit S on your keyboard. It should open up the scale. We're going to make it a little bit larger. So let's just increase the scale size. It doesn't matter how much it is. Sometimes the values may vary depending on your image itself. So just make it larger, something that's a little bit more workable and easier to track. We're going to hit Command A or Control Alt. We're going to pre-compose this layer. Once we pre-compose this layer, now we're going to start tracking. Click on Stabilize Motion. Make sure Tracker 1's enabled. Make sure it's on Stabilize right here on Track Type. I don't use rotation and scale personally. This big square is to be able to tell the computer the radius that your subject may be in, and then the small square is to actually track the specific subject. So I'm going to set the smaller square to the inner side of the X, and then the bigger one to kind of the outer skirt, so that way it knows that I'm tracking the X. Once you have your square set, we're going to click Options. We're going to select RGB channel, enhance before match, and then adapt on every frame. When you go down to this little drop menu, click on stop tracking, and then if the confidence is below 90%, we're going to have it stop by itself, and that's why you guys have to pay attention, unfortunately, because it will stop if it's not properly tracking. We're going to let it do its thing. Okay, whoever first fucking freak out. Yeah, stop the memory. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It can't do anything about that. Let's see if it crashes on me, gang. I think we might have just crashed. No way. I had to take a break. We had to take a second to come back because I was just getting super fucking pissed with that shit. Thankfully, Jake sent over the footage, and I'm able to use his clip since mine turned out like ass. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, I was having issues with the SSD, and nothing recorded as I would have liked for it to. We're just going to go ahead and finish off where we left and use this footage for the rest of the video. If y'all did not know this, Jake actually was one of my few people that I've taught and successfully has learned how to do all this and is now kind of taking it and doing his own thing. So I'm excited to see what he does with it. Now that he knows the style and knows how to shoot, it's a lot easier for us to do shoots together and collab on work because I can just grab his footage and it automatically works with mine just because he's using the same patterns and the same styles. That way it's all conducive and all smooth. Alright, now that we're back, let's take a look. It's the same thing as fucking earlier. Let's wait for this to 3D track super fast, and then we'll go ahead and track it. Now that our 3D camera tracker is solved, we're going to go ahead and track our headlight. We don't have a smooth little plane. I'm going to go ahead and lasso the headlight instead and see if I can get it where I want it to be. I think that's a little bit better. Now I'm going to right click, create a solid in camera. Go to our X, hold Option, drag over the track solid. This is pretty big in my opinion. We're going to grab all of it, pre-compose. Now that we're in this new layer, we're going to track stabilize. In order to do that, we're going to click once again stabilize motion. Make sure that tracker 1 is enabled, stabilize is enabled. I don't use rotation and scale. We're going to go to options. Make sure you have RGB, enhance before match, subpixel positioning, and adapt feature on every frame. Stop tracking and have your confidence at 90%. All right, now that we have our square set, let's go ahead and click Analyze Forward and let it do its thing. Okay, so if you guys see right here, our X is now turning a little bit too far to the right or a little too sideways. We're just going to go back in the composition and rotate it so it's easier to track. Go back to our main layer, our tracking layer, and continue the analyzation forward. Now guys, this does not have to be perfect. The closer it is to being perfect, obviously, the better it's going to look. But you can get away with it being not perfect. Let's go ahead and check and see how this looks. In my opinion, it's not too bad. It looks like it's a little shaky due to like just walking. If that's like up and down movement. But it is completely tracked on our spot. Make sure you click S on your keyboard. And then you guys increase the size to about 115. And make sure that your canvas actually fits your whole image. And there's no black bars whenever it's tracking around or moving around. Go ahead and hide your X layer and boom. That is tracked. Now, the next thing is we got to make sure that it's in the center of the screen. If you guys just saw, we turn on our proportional grid. All you have to do is go down to the grid and turn on proportional grid. Our headlight's actually not where it's supposed to be. We're going to go ahead and line it up. At the end of the video, you're going to click P, start a keyframe, go to the beginning of the video, add another keyframe, put it where you want it to start, and then see if it tracked properly. Right here it dips a little bit. I don't think people are going to notice too much. That clip is ready. I'm going to do just one more so you guys can see what it looks like one more time. We're going to select our clip. This one's trash. Okay. This one's fine. New composition. Pre-compose. Track camera. We'll let it track super fast. Alright. Now that it's tracked, let's select where we want to create our solid at. Highlight track solid. Let's bring down our X. Make it a little bit bigger. Pre-compose everything. Stabilize motion. Tracker 1, stabilize. Alright. Now we analyze that. The more precise you are with that square, the faster it's going to go. The smaller it is, also the faster it's going to go. If you guys have a huge subject that you're tracking, it's going to take a super long time. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. Make this tracking square smaller. Adjust these. That way it finishes off a little bit faster. Now that it's done tracking, go ahead and click apply. Okay. At this point, if you want to align to our grid, we can. Click P, start that keyframe, go to the start, make sure it's in the center. Okay. That looks tracked to me. Let's go ahead and scale up to get rid of those black bars. adjust our positioning. There you guys go. That is a track clip. Honestly, it's very shaky in my opinion. But that is tracked, and that's actually how you're supposed to do it. We're going to go ahead and hide the X. And then now that it's tracked, I want to see what it looks like if we throw some warp stabilizer on there. Oh, wrong one. Did I just do it on the wrong layer? Yes, I did. Alright, warp stabilize. Let's let it warp stabilize super fast. See if that does some justice. If it doesn't, we're just going to delete it super fast. Come on, warp stabilizer. And as you can see, it did not do justice. You can sometimes switch it up, add some more smoothness, and change. Go to advanced and make it detailed, but I don't care enough for that right now. That's the gist. That's how I do my tracking. And if you guys have any questions or would like to see further detailed on any specific process, let me know down in the comments so that way we can touch up on that. Other than that, I'm going to be dropping a speed ramp tutorial. We're going to go over the 2 ways that you can speed ramp. One's the free way, another's the paid way. I love using Jerry Flow personally, and we'll go over what that is later. And if you guys want to see that video, make sure you guys subscribe, drop a like for me, and I'll see you guys on that next one. Love y'all. Peace.